enjoy your international break, Paul?
It's all right, yeah. It's different because we had a lot away this time. So while we want to work on things that benefit us, we know we had a lot of the starters away. So we don't want to waste the time. We still work on things that are really important, but we're conscious that really, in essence, you've only got 2 days prep for what's another big game.
And it's all kind of packed into a week, and then you'll know what the post split is going to look like for you.
Yeah. It's obviously noticed that coming up here we have spells where you've got limited games, then you have quick flurries of games, and it's something to get used to. But actually, I've quite enjoyed it because it means you always get time at some point to catch up with the players and get a lot of prep work into them.
Put yourself in a really good position for the top 6. Is this where you expected to be going into this sort of crunch week ahead?
Hoped when we first came in, but it's credit to the players. They've given themselves a right good chance now, and we know there's still a long way to go, and these next 3 games decide a hell of a lot more. That we could seal us fate in the top 6 or not, but also if we keep up good form, we may be aiming higher.
Speak to fans in particular, and they say that they'll be able to see the sort of evolution in the team, and they feel like they can see the way that you're setting the team up. Are you maybe ahead of schedule, or are you happy with how quickly things seem to have fallen into place for you?
Yeah, results will always paper over cracks, and likewise we've had good results, people are happy with it, and they'll say, yeah, this is working, that's working, but the process is just the same. Likewise, if results had been the opposite, we wouldn't have been panicking, but people would have been saying different things, but that is it, so it's a be all and end all. So what we work towards and the work we do with the players is ultimately to get results, so yeah, pleased with that, but more importantly pleased with the application of the players, the buying from them, the work rate, their honesty, and I think they've enjoyed it. I think they've enjoyed getting the results, they deserve the praise, they've enjoyed getting the pats on the back, but I also think they understand why they've got the results, and it's been the hard work, it's been their willingness to go that extra little mile, if you like, and really put the body on the line to get a win.
International breaks can obviously come at good or bad times. Is it fair to say, given that you're still unbeaten in the league, this is maybe not the best time to potentially have one?
Don't make it out, they're there, aren't they? They really don't make it out, because you'll ask me that 5-6 times in a season, and what's the point? They're there. That's it. Deal with it.
Any additional team news to report after that international break?
Such as injuries and things.
Yeah.
We've got a lot more players back on the grass now, so we managed to get some game time into Jonathan Spector, Ryan Gold, Marv, who's been back fit a lot, but because we've been using him and he's been getting 20 minutes, 30 minutes here and there, that's been brilliant for us, but we've not been able to push him as much as we'd like, so Marv's had 90 minutes. So that's been really important. We're hoping to get other boys back on the grass. Darnell's back on the grass now, but we need to build him. And then we want some of the other boys back next week. So, yeah, in terms of getting bodies back, we have done. But we have to get them up to speed now, because the boys have been in the shirts and been working hard in training, are still in front of them in terms of the tactical knowledge that we want, and 2, the physical, conditioning.
Are they still not available for the Livingston game then?
Who?
Ryan.
They're all available,
all
yeah.
Available. Yeah. I know we've spoken a lot about fan troubles, and there's been no incident since the Hibernian incident, but in light of the BBC's survey asking the SPFL clubs whether they'd be in favour of strict liability, with only 3 saying yes, I'm just interested in your personal views on whether you think that maybe clubs should take the blame if their fans are causing trouble.
Listen, at this stage, it's absolutely nothing to do with me. I won't be involved in discussing that, the vote. My point is, I'm liable for how my players behave and perform. We want to influence, of course we do. But I think there's certainly discussions to be had, but they won't be involving me.
And on a positive note, that there haven't been any extra incidents since that Tavernier one. Is that showing that the club are working hard to prevent that sort of thing?
The club are working hard, believe you and me, but there's no 100% way of dealing with it yet. We know that, everybody knows that. It's happened, not just here, it's happened in other places. We in our position can appeal for, sensible people, and as I say, everyone's got to take responsibility for themselves and who they attend a football match with, because none of us want to see it I want you to be talking and asking me about the football, my players, you know, good performances, and it's been moronic behaviour, if you like, that's overshadowed it sometimes.
How much did Livy and the way they've come up and probably surprised a lot of people up until now, how much did that kind of registered with you before you came up here yourself?
Not before I came up. I know Holt, I know him well, so yeah, pleased and seeing he was doing well, but I weren't really watching them play and what they were doing or the players. But obviously I've a lot since I've been here, and I can see why they've been doing well. You know, people make comment on the pitch, but there's other teams that have got a plastic pitch. But they've certainly had a real clear way they want to play and been really effective with it. And you only have to watch them perform, home or away, to see why they've been a difficult team to beat.
You played with Gary Holt, is that right?
Yeah, Norwich, yeah.
So what tell us about the guy, and kind of, do you see bits of him in the way he sets out his team?
Yeah, I do actually. I was thinking that I do. I'll try and say it in a way where I don't upset him. No, listen, Holt's done well. Had success there, and as I said, you can see why. So Holt is a player, really, really effective, good teammate, worked really hard, did the simple things very well. And as I say, I think I'm describing Livy there quite a bit in their team. Work hard, really effective, do simple things well. You know you're going to be in a tough game against them, regardless. And that's what we're expecting.
They've collected a lot of big results against the teams you traditionally expect to see in the top six. Can you see what the key to that is? Is it working hard, or is it the way they're setting up?
They work hard, but and anything I say here now, it's not meant to be a bad thing about them. Likewise, I'm not going to be singing from the rooftops about them. I'm just going to describe them as I see them and why I think they've done well, and people have been really impressed with them. So they're difficult to play because regardless, you could be a team. So Rangers bet them at their place of the day, but Rangers had to defend well. Rangers could have had 90% possession, but for that other 10%, Livy would have made them defend, and that's what they've done ever so well. They've had a real good spell of keeping clean sheets with their hard work and their organisation, and they're not shy in making you defend by getting bodies in your box, putting the ball in the box, whether that's from in open play, set plays, long throws. And as I say, it's difficult to actually stop that source, so you have to be able to deal with it when it happens.
Paul, something I've noticed is that during the matches you're not afraid to make tactical formation changes and things like that. I think there's some games where you potentially 3 different formations in one game, and even like the Motherwell game, maybe just slight adaptations on the same formation. Have you been utilising the international break to keep on working on different styles, and how have the players found preparing for multiple styles?
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but you've made it sound really complicated, as if we're doing all sorts. We're not. We just want to keep it as simple as possible for the players. But we have continued to work a hell of a lot on us and how we play certain formations and against certain formations, and we'll always do that. But as I say, we've been doing that regardless, because that's important to us. But we've had so many of us starters, if you like, and players who've been in the 18 week on week away that. We know that not everyone's had the benefit of that work.
You have a couple of guys who've been getting a lot of attention for their performance recently. McNulty and Omeong obviously just arrived here in the transfer window. What do they like to work with? Because it's quite a tough gig for guys to arrive halfway through the season and then come in and also make quite a big impact.
Yeah. So for me, obviously, they came just before I came through the door. But the standout thing for me is, and why I think what's always a great sign for a signing that's going to do well, is they both wanted to come. So Sparky, for example, had a great season, done really well, got a good move, couldn't get the game time, but didn't just want to sit there, wanted to come out and perform and play, and wanted to be here. So you've got a hungry player. Likewise, Steffi wanted to come to Scotland. He actually he had options in different European countries, but he wanted to come here. Understood the club, liked what the club said to him, and where they saw him, and why they thought he was an important player for him, and so they were chomping at the bit to come through the door. So that's the most important thing. They were really keen to come here, and then they've shown that in the performances.
And both guys who are on loan, is it already a case of thinking ahead to next season in terms of the impact they had? it's not them or not them, that you're going to need to find someone with a similar sort of
100%, yeah,
makeup.
100%, and that happens all the time. Yeah, your difficulty is with loan players. They're not yours. You do all the work with them. You can make them brilliant and polish them up for someone else. That sometimes happens.